Summer feeding, I've talked to you all the last meeting about how great that our drivers and our cooks and our folks working with uh, our cafeterias and food service has been. Um, we have been averaging somewhere between 130 and 150,000 meals served a month. That is really just unbelievable. That to know that we're serving that many meals the way we are. That will be coming to an end on Thursday. We will give them enough food to provide uh, through the end of the week on Thursday's delivery, and then we will switch over to our summer feeding program. Um, so we have our food service folks have been working with local organizations and churches to help get those meals out. And so starting next week, we will be switching over to our drive-through at Pulaski Elementary, where they can drive through and pick up meals, but then also working with our community partners to be able to deliver those meals. We're not going to have our bus drivers to do that. So very, very fortunate to that program has gone as well as it is, and that we have been able to provide meals for as many students as we have. One of the big topics right now are our graduation plans. I feel like I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from our plans. Our principals and our guidance counselors have worked very hard to come up with a plan, and I feel like it's going to be a positive. Next week, they will be actually shooting the videos of the students walking across the stage. They're going to be taking videos of the different speeches that will be given and the different folks that are going to be speaking. Cindy and I got to do our little recording snippet that we're going to have in the video. And then those videos will be shown at Drive-In on the 29th and 30th. So we're also having a big parade that's going to be escorted from the parking lots at both schools to the drive-through or to the drive-in. And we are going to be putting out to the parents places on 914 and South 1247 where parents can line the roads or family members can line the roads and support their graduates as they parade down there. So I've been working with the Somerset Police Department, Pulaski County Sheriff's Department, and the State Highway Department. And they have been so gracious in helping us do this. And I met with them on Thursday of last week, and we had a Zoom meeting about it. And Wanda Absher, our safety coordinator here at the district, has been helping organize all that as far as the parade route and the dynamics of almost 400 vehicles on both nights. So it's all coming together, and I think it's going to be something really good for our kids. I know one of the things we've been looking for is an agreement from the hospital on school nurses. I actually received a draft copy yesterday. It's the first copy I've received. We are going through that. I'm going to ask Mr. Bryson to look at it as well and try to have it on the June, have it back to them and back to us by the June board meeting to get it approved. We've found a few things that we need to address in their draft. There are nothing major, just technical issues with it. So I'm feeling like that unless Larry finds something wrong with it, that we should be okay. So we'll be glad to have that behind us. There's been a lot of talk about school calendars for next year. I had a webinar today with the commissioner, and basically we're being asked to plan for many different scenarios. At some point, probably in July, I will bring to you a number of calendars, and I'll probably be asking you to approve those, giving me the authority to put any of those in place to fit the different needs at the time. There's a lot going on right now about an early start date, a July start date. You know, that's an option that we could choose to use. But at this time, I don't think that's one that I want to use. But depending on what our numbers say and depending on what the scientists say as far as whether or not we're going to be looking at a fall peak, and they can give me a definite on that, then yes, it would make sense to try to go July, August, September, and October and get 4 solid months of instruction. We're going to have to really look at considering whether or not we keep fall break in there. And I know that's not going to be a popular decision. At this time, the calendar that you all approved last meeting is our original calendar, and it has an August start date. It has fall break in there. I don't want to vary from that unless we are faced with decisions and data, science-driven data that says we need to make those changes. I won't recommend us changing from that. So there's going to be a whole lot of unknowns for the next 60 days. I feel like we will have to make some sort of decision definitely by the July board meeting. And as more information becomes available to me, I will make that available to you all and have you all help me try to make that decision. So I know that calendar is something that's on people's minds right now because they are hearing, hey, a possible July start date. It's a possibility. I don't feel like that it's something we have to consider, but depending on what the data is and what it's saying, it depends on whether or not we do something like that. So I don't think it's anything we need to panic about right now. That's just something to keep in mind. So that is what I had as far as news and updates. I wanted to, we usually do a whole lot of recognition in our May meeting, and because the situation we're in, we weren't able to do much. But I did have one recognition I wanted to share with you. Man Patel, who is a student at Southwestern High School, he was named a STLP State Network Engineer. And the STLP engineer is an outstanding student leader that utilizes technology to create, design, and collaborate to solve complicated technical issues. While STP engineers are highly technical, they are also intrinsically motivated and contain interpersonal skills necessary to demonstrate advanced leadership. So while also recognizing the importance of being a lifelong learner. So these students are selected to provide technical support and leadership at the Kentucky Science and Technology Education Conference and at the state STLP State Championship and possibly ISTE, which is the International Science and Technology Conference. So these engineers are recognized at the state championship for each year. So Man Patel, congratulations to Man from Southwestern High School. He was chosen as an STLP engineer for this year. And Man has received a challenge coin as his recognition for celebrating 25 years of STLP in Kentucky. And that will be presented to him by Casey Woods of Dayton Independent Schools, which is the STLP engineer lead. So congratulations to Man for being selected to this honor as an STLP engineer. So, Man, congratulations, and I wish we could have had you here in person. Last thing I have is you have a certified classified personnel report that you have reviewed, and if anytime you would like to speak to me about any of those, I'd be happy to discuss it with you. And I will turn it back over to you, Madam Chairman.
All right, thank you. Next is our action items with discussion. And item A is the treasurer's monthly financial report and authorize the payment of the bills. I think you all got copies of the bills in your email.
Our monthly treasurer's report for the month of April, we had a beginning balance of $24,756,774.49. We had total receipts of $4,227,686.40. Total disbursements, $7,084,492.65. leaving us with an ending balance of $21,899,968.24.
Questions? We have a motion and a second to approve.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Kerrigan? Ms. Daniels? Ms. Edwards? Dr. Branscombe?
Yay.
Ms. Price?
Yay. Item D is the 2021 tentative budget.
So in working with Rebecca on this budget, of course, you all know how our budget operates. It's really, as we go through the process, it's more of an educated guess as you go through time. But she and I both agreed that we needed to keep a conservative budget moving forward. Some of the things that we considered, tax rates are based on a compensating rate of 97%. And the interest rate is based on a 0.25%, which I'll tell you a little bit why we're talking a little bit more conservative. So from that interest rate from the beginning of March until now has fallen from 1.81% interest to 0.29%.
Wow.
So that's been a pretty big drop in our interest. Even though our motor vehicles and utility taxes have held steady, we're still expecting tax collections and those types of things to be less. So also, our unemployment expenses are going to be sort of up in the air right now. We don't know what that's going to be. We haven't had a whole lot of our normal employees because we've tried to keep them busy and we've not laid anyone off. However, the governor's decision to allow for subs to work to draw unemployment, we're not sure how that's going to work. So, we have a lot of subs that have worked minimal hours, but they're filing an unemployment claim. So we're not sure with that $600 extra a week that was granted, we're not sure how that money's going to flow down or flow out as far as unemployment costs. Utility costs are down, but virtually we have no cost for our subs, so we're not paying subs out. We haven't had any extra pay. So basically it's just our normal salaries. We are looking to get CARES money, and that CARES money will hopefully help offset any costs that we've had, including that unemployment. But that's not factored into our ending balance or the beginning balance for 2020. Our operational expenses has held constant. We just basically, you all know how we have step and rank increases every year. Those are really the increases. We've been told that the CERS has announced that in the Senate Bill 249 and House Bill 349 that they've kept the interest or the CERS district rates at 24.05% instead of increasing it to what they were supposed to be at 26.95%. So Rebecca left that in the budget just to hold that money next year, because what she is thinking is going to happen come January, because we're only working off a 1-year budget, they're probably going to put that back in on top, and we'll have to repay it anyway. So that's why she's sort of looking at leaving that extra percent in the budget. So this year's budget cycle will probably be the cycle that the board sees as the most significant change in as we move from a tentative budget to a working budget. And usually at this time, we're about 95% sure on where our tentative budget is going to fall. And right now, there are so many unknowns. Welcome, Larry. Right now, there will be so many unknowns. We're really afraid to see what the new normal is going to be like between now and September. So that's sort of, it's a, like I said, a very conservative budget. And I echo what Rebecca had put in your board report. The decisions that you all as a board have made over the past few years, even though I know raising taxes at the time is not a positive. You don't get a lot of praise for raising taxes, but your decisions that you all have made over the last few years has put us in a position to weather the storm. And we're in a position that's much better than some school districts are. And so I echo her praise for your all decision making. And I appreciate you all as a board and what you do. So with that, I would recommend you approve the tentative budget.
Do I have a motion second to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Kerrigan?
Yay.
Ms. Daniels? Ms. Edwards?
Yay.
Dr. Branscombe?
Yay.
Ms. Price?
Yay.
I apologize to everyone for being late. I was at the office and I don't know,
That's all
I
right.
just lost track of time.
Our next item is action items to be approved by consent. Do we have a motion and a second to approve?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Ms. Kerrigan? Ms. Daniels? Ms. Edwards?
Yay.
Dr. Branscombe?
Yay.
Ms. Price?
Yay. Our last item is an executive session. Since we have people watching online, let me say a little bit about this. This is to begin the process of superintendent evaluation. It is a two-step process. This is the discussion tonight with Mr. Richardson. There will be no public comments or no decisions made tonight. A summative will be presented at the June meeting. So with that said, the only thing we will be doing when we come back into open session is adjourning the meeting. If anybody wants to stand around and watch an empty room for a while just to hear us adjourn, you are more than welcome to do so. But if you want to leave, we will not view it as a lack of interest on your part. So do we have a motion and a second to go into executive session?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Kerrigan?
Yay.
Ms. Daniels? Ms. Edwards? Dr. Branscombe?
Yay.
Ms. Price?
Yay.
Remember that text message when I repeat the text message. I'll do it. I'll have it like that. I go to the next one again on my calendar to take it off. But then it started my, so every time I'm like, I thought I took that off. Is that, and I put